Thank you for your time. And we'll start with an introduction. My name is Szymon. It will be easier to pronounce my name in English, so Simon. I'm the head of studio at One More Level, and today I'm here with Jan, our narrative designer.
Hello, nice to meet you.
And Damian, our lead 3D artist.
Hello.
And today we are here to answer for your questions about the Ghostrunner, and hopefully we can tell you what you need, like you want.
Well, I guess what I'm looking at, I see a lot of power-ups and parkour. It looks like sort of a cyberpunk kind of theme. What is the overarching storyline behind the game and the setting?
Yeah, Yannick is the right person to answer for your question.
All right, let me jump in. First things first, you're absolutely right. This is cyberpunk, and it's a dirty, rundown kind of cyberpunk. Basically, the entirety of the game happens inside a gigantic megastructure where humanity lives. As I said, it's a bit of a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk because that's all that's left. This is all that's left of humanity. Everyone's living in the same gigantic building. And, well, I'm not going to get into too much detail about the plot because it would take a long time. But, well, basically you start at the very top and you start at the very bottom, and climb towards the top. And it's a story about, well, basically revenge, because you're one of Ghostrunners, the titular Ghostrunners, combat cyborgs that used to protect the order and peace inside the tower. And, well, some bad things happened. Now, basically, totalitarian regime has taken over the rule over humanity. And after some time, the last of the Ghostrunners, so the last of the protectors of peace, wakes up at the very bottom and starts his journey towards the top to confront the leader of the regime, the Keymaster.
So
sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was you said the last of. So all the other Ghostrunners have either been retired or eliminated, and you have woken up as the last one of your kind, and I'm trying to figure out why everybody else who was like you is gone.
Basically, there was a coup d'etat that ousted the previous ruler of the tower. And, well, as you can see, there is some visual propaganda posters in the shot right now, yeah. And the Keymaster, as I've mentioned, took over, and she's now the leader. She's now the sole ruler of the tower, and she rules with an iron fist. So, the details of how she has taken over and why and from whom are revealed throughout the game. You start out with very little information about the setting, because the Ghostrunner is pretty much disoriented. He doesn't know much about this world, and neither does the player. So I'm not going to spoil the plot by revealing too much ahead of time, since discovering the details of the world are basically part of the experience.
Yeah, it looks very, very bright and colorful. I like these illuminated railways that you are using for to access. What are those called? The yellow tracks that.
Guys, does this element have any name?
I don't think.
I call it rail.
That. Snappy answers to silly questions.
No, there is no silly questions. It's good to know that you like this mostly because our game is about running. It's a very dynamic game, like you see. So the old elements that you can use to make this game even faster, to reach some elements, some directions, are very important for us. And the fact that people want to use them, it's good. It's good for the game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it looks very it's very active. It's also interesting that you're basically controlling the billboards with which to use for running. So I guess
this Please, Leon, go ahead.
That's part of environmental hacking skills. Since the Ghostrunner is a cyborg, he's able to influence his surroundings. Like he's able to hack things in real time and affect the environment in a limited capacity. But this is one of these moments in action. Like he's got this connection with all technology in the tower.
Yeah, but also important thing here is that we are watching the levels from the later stage of the game. So the environment here in our game is changing. So when you start the game, the environment will look different. Then we of course trying to show something different. Prepare some puzzles. And stuff to explore. So this colorful place is the one of the settings that you will see in the full game, not only one.
Gotcha. It looks. I mean, obviously, this is just a trailer, but would I be wrong to assume that the emphasis is there's combat? Obviously, I can see it, but the emphasis is more on just the puzzling, the exploration, and the parkour have a higher priority more so than the action, or am I incorrect in that assumption?
Really good question. Maybe, Jan, you can try to answer for it?
I'd say it's a mix of both, because you see, the combat may look effortless, but it really takes a lot of planning, a lot of thinking on your feet, so to speak. So yeah, for me, when I play the game and what I think it's being experienced, what the experience is like, it's a mix of both, really. I mean, obviously, the combat is simple in the way that you one hit every enemy, but on the other hand, every enemy one hits you. So it's always this trade-off between.
Yeah. Also, you encounter enemies in different composition of different type of enemies, and that's where you find the challenge, right? To figure out which one you should approach first and which one you should go after later, so you can strategize a little bit.
Yeah, but basically every encounter is a puzzle where you need to figure out who does what and when, where every enemy is standing, who you can take care of first so that you avoid them firing into your bag. It's a puzzle, really, yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to thinking when you're playing as a game like, a Dark Souls. You need to know your enemy, know his weakness, what his surroundings is working for you or not. So for me personally, I love the balance in our game, the balance between what Jan already said, the puzzles and the combat. I think the players will love this element because the melee skills, the first person perspective camera give you a total excitement when you very effectively and quickly, like in just a second, kill the enemy. And we really love this balance between puzzles and combat.
Are you building the game to encourage? Are there going to be like leaderboards? Are you going to be building it so for the speed running community, people who want to get through things as quickly as possible, so you can sort of service both those markets, people who want to explore and people who want to just run
sure.
through it?
When we first time releasing the demo of the Ghostrunner at the beginning of May, the speedrunners community totally checked everything in our game. Every exploits,
they're good.
Everything. Yeah, they're really good. So we day after we release the demo, we prepare a patch to it, and we add a scoreboard. I mean, time board when you see what is the average when you hit the level, basically when you reach the level. So average time for beating this level from the demo, it was around, let's say, 5 to 7 minutes. But the speedrunners make it around 2 minutes and couple seconds. So they totally destroyed our approach to the game, and it was fun. And we're still working very closely with them because the community is very important in the development of the Ghostrunner. So of course we're thinking about things like you mentioned, the leaderboards, the time when you can look at your time, look at time of your friend, and try to beat him. We're constantly discussing about these elements because we see how the people really love them. The fact that you're asking about this, it's also the reason that we should discussing about these elements in our company.
Okay. Just another question. Because the movement is so fluid and pretty quick, is your intention that people will, like you said, you don't want to go too much into the narrative because that'll obviously be a spoiler, and we want to have things unfold as they're supposed to. But because the game is so fast, how do you balance, like, what is the goal for like the game's length, and how do you intend people to play? Is it something where people are going to sit down and they just burn right through it, or are they supposed to just go through, try to explore every nook and cranny in the game in a level before they proceed to something else? How would you like people to play the game?
Mm-hmm. Good question. Guys, someone from you want to ask for it?
Well, I'd say... Oh, Damian, go.
No, please continue.
I'd say that all the levels are extremely replayable because of those little challenges like battle encounters that are spread throughout the level. You can try each and every one in many different ways. So basically you can start with, I don't know, just a standard playthrough without really thinking much of what you need to know, just wandering ahead. And then once you're done and you want to revisit the story and maybe find some bits that you've missed, you can come back. If you want to focus on completing the level as fast as possible, you can come back and replay the level. If you want to find all the possible collectibles that are hidden in the level, you can also go back and play it. And every time you play it, you find something new, you learn new things about the mechanics, you learn new things about the game, and also you usually learn new things about the story through finding those hidden items and maybe hearing out the dialogue that you've missed before.
Damian, something from you?
Yeah, I was about to say pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I would sum it up that there is no one good way to play it. And whenever I play Ghostrunner, I don't really rush ahead. I like to take my time and, just go at my own pace. But when I see people just rushing through the levels and just hopping past enemies and going ahead, I think great. That's one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There is no one correct way.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, I would say that the replayability is really, really high and that you're going to be revisiting the levels time and time again.
Yeah, so basically depends what you are looking in this game. For me, I really love the fact that, I'm, for example, I'm not a big fan of using the special skills because I want to make this game even harder. So I always avoid to using slow motion or the blink or everything similar to it, because I would like to have this game harder for me. And the game allows me to make this situation comfortable for me. So the game play is, our Ghostrunner is pretty flexible. Depends what are you looking in this title.
Are all the enemies going to be one hit? Are there going to be like boss battles against tougher enemies that can still kill you in one hit, but would require more maneuvering around them or trigger something in the environment to kill them, things like that?
Guys, Damian, maybe?
There will be challenges, and you're not only fighting regular enemies. Some enemies require you to use a different strategy to approach them. Cool. They might be, you might need to approach them from a specific angle to actually damage them, because they will reflect your attack, for example. And like I said, it's not only fighting regular enemies. There will be special, bigger set pieces for you.
Yeah, and of course there will be bosses in our game.
And those, yeah, that's what I mean. and those will require both fighting and platforming skills.
Ooh, nice.
I add to that much of the challenge comes from the combinations of many different types of enemies. So basically, if you learn how to deal with a guy with the machine gun, then how would you deal with them if a melee opponent was guarding them? And this sort of dynamics happen time and time again, and you need to learn how to approach not only different enemies, but different combinations.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I had a question that just left my brain. What happened there? I had another one lined up and it's like, nope, I'm gone. Oh, platforms and release window.
Release window this year, 2020. Hopefully we can share with you more info about this soon, but for now is 2020. The platforms is of course PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4.
Okay, so by logical extension, also the forthcoming systems as well, because they'll be able to play everything.
I think, of course, we will talk more about it. We will consider every element, every aspect about the new generation consoles.
Yes.
Of course, we are giving ourselves a little time for that because now we are totally on the developing process of the Ghostrunner. But as a developers and as a players, we really waiting for this new generation. There will be so many things, great things to discover and to show, I hope.
See, I was going to ask you about ray tracing, but now I feel kind of guilty because there's so much light in here. It just feels like I don't get what you said. That's not a fair question, but it's just
it's a really good question. Actually, Damian is it's our specialist in ray tracing, so he has a lot of information for you in this area.
Yeah, we are also super hyped about it. Obviously, PC version will support ray tracing. We're working on it right now. What we do right now is tweaking the performance and all the effects, which include reflections. So you have ray traced physically correct reflections. You have ray traced soft shadows from area lights, and we also implement ray traced ambient occlusion. Obviously, we're still tweaking all those effects to give you the best visual fidelity and possibly the best performance. We're also super excited about new RTX cards that will be released very soon. And when it comes to the ray tracing, we also have some support from NVIDIA. They're helping us, and there is a lot of potential here. So.
Oh yes, yes there is. Well, you know more than I, but yes.
You can look forward to it.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm sure this is probably another question, but this is a single player affair. That was my assumption. This is a single player focused game.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Okay, that's what.
Yes. Yeah, you are correct.
I don't know how that would work with. There's a lot going on here. It's a rather large environment. All right. I guess my last question would be: you mentioned a keymaster. So, is there a gatekeeper in the game? I have to ask.
Jan?
Well, you could say that in a way. No, in all seriousness, there's something that you can call that, and you're going to be encountering it at some point.
I will thank you for answering my questions, the good ones and the not so good ones. I appreciate your patience and your time. The game looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Simon, do you want to talk a little bit about the beta registration?
Yep. Thank you for this information. Thank you for reminding me that, Robert. So first, if you want to give yourself a chance to play the beta version of this game, please go and join to our Discord server and fill the document. And soon, our moderators will select the people that will have an exclusive access to the private beta of the Ghostrunner. So I think it will give you a better picture of the game. Also, at the end of September, we are going to release a public demo on Steam. of the Ghostrunner. So I think the next couple of weeks will be very excited for you.
I'll look forward to it. I will definitely check out the Discord.
Thank you.
Dropping by.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This format is different for all of us. We're all just, we're all trying to get used to how things are going to work a little bit differently than normal.
Yeah, it's sad that we can, we are unable to have a handshake on the great city Seattle right now, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we do the best we can do. So.
Of course, yeah, for sure.
The game looks great. I won't take up any more of your time if I don't have to. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you putting this together.
Of course, it was a pleasure speaking with you, Aaron, and we'll be in touch soon.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.